Hello, everyone. It's Nick from Claret and Booze. Bit of a different video today. We've reached out to some of our friends of the channel, and we've asked them to give us their thoughts on the game today, what they think the result's going to be, and ultimately what they think will and should happen. What they think will happen and what they think should happen if we do lose. I'll be very brief on my thoughts today. I can't see a win. I'd love us to win. Not for David Moyes, but for West Ham, because I think if we do lose this game, it's going to make it incredibly difficult for whichever manager comes in next. The board have left it so long now. I'm not saying we can't survive, but it's going to be some challenge at this point. So yeah, I can't see a win. I can't see a win, but who knows? Who knows? Wolves can't score for Toffee either at the moment. They are looking better under Lopetegui, but we'll see what happens. And sorry about the lack of video. I'm downstairs in my front room. Right, here we go. Let's give you the thoughts of our friends. Let's start with Danny.
All right, I'm going to try and keep this brief. Wolves away tomorrow. Huge game. We're fighting relegation right now. We're in a very real relegation battle. It's awful. It should have never come to this. I really do believe Moyes should get the sack if we lose this game, but I do predict that we'll win 2-0. Obviously, if we do lose this game, I don't believe he should be kept around. Mr. Moyes, thank you for all you've done for the club. You've made us dream and let us enjoy multiple European competitions, something I honestly never thought I'd see as a Hammer supporter. That's massive. But while you were open to praise when you had us in top form, singing the Super David Moyes song, you were just as equally open to scrutiny when we're not performing up to standards, especially given the amount of money that we spent in the summer. So I still do believe we will win tomorrow. Obviously, if we don't, I don't think he needs to get another game. The Everton game, he probably doesn't need to get that. Our form in the league has been absolute shit for way too long. And enough's enough, man. We've got to start moving forward and start climbing our way up the table. We cannot go down. It would absolutely decimate the club for way longer than any of us would want to see. Other than that, come on, you Irons. I'm never going to pick my team to lose, but hopefully that doesn't happen tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Later.
Well, tomorrow morning, 9:30, I'll be getting up and taking the long drive up to Wolves with my son Ross. Going up there expecting a new improved performance from a new improved West Ham side. All-out attack, take Wolves to the cleaners, come back with a 4-0 away win. Onwards and upwards we go. Nah, that ain't going to happen, is it? But that's my fantasy. One of many fantasies. It's not going to happen. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to park nice and close to the ground, right? I've got a lovely car park. Cost me, with my parking space, cost me £6 to rent a parking space for a day. It's in the Asda car park near Wolves, right? It's really close and it's walkable. It's like 3 minutes from the ground. And so that means when David Moyes gets fired after the game tomorrow, he won't be in Avram Grant's position. I can give him a lift home. I'll make sure I've got room in the back seat, clean the car out. David Moyes, I'll give him a lift back to Stratford afterwards. Anyway, come on, you Irons.
Evening. Answer to your question, Nick. Tomorrow's prediction. I can't see anything but a Wolves win, to be honest. I just don't see any fight in us at the moment. Despite that win on Saturday. Wolves look like they've got a bit about them. Watched them against Liverpool in the Cup. Thought they were decent. They were robbed in that game, and I just can't see. I can't see us having enough to get a result tomorrow. So I'm going 2-0 Wolves. Should Moyes go if we lose? Yeah, definitely. We shouldn't even be discussing that now because he shouldn't be there. As much as a big part of his tenure I've enjoyed. It's come to an end, and it should come to an end because it's been pretty woeful for a year now. Over a year, and will the board react to a loss tomorrow? I think they'll give him to Everton, unless we get absolutely spanked tomorrow, 5-6. 7, 8, 9. You know, I just don't see him getting rid. But I don't know. You know, try and be positive. I'd like to see us go to Wolves tomorrow, get a result, play Everton next week and get a result, and then, you know, go on a bit of a run, because we've got the players to do it. But just don't see Moyes doing it. But there we are. Sorry for negativity on a Friday night. Just how I'm feeling with it all. Anyway, hopefully tomorrow we'll pick up 3 points and, you know, can lift our spirits a bit. Cheers, boys and girls.
Hello there, good evening. This is John, aka Virgil, Claret and Booze. Night before a very big game up at Molineux, West Ham versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. It's not just a 6-pointer, it's a 12-pointer. It is massive. Both teams don't score a lot of goals, so I'm not expecting many goals in the game tomorrow, if I'm totally honest with you. I generally always predict West Ham to win, even when I maybe don't believe it. But tomorrow I'm going to go for 0-0. A point will be okay, only if it's backed up by a win against Everton next week. But if West Ham lose tomorrow, I think Moyes, if the rumours are to be believed, Moyes will be gone. And as much as it pains me to say, probably quite rightly. So 0-0 tomorrow. If we lose, Moyes will probably be gone before Everton. But if we do nick a point, we can follow it up by beating Big Fat Frank next week. So come on, you irons, and good luck to everyone travelling up there.
Oh, hi. Good evening. Mike here. Cheeky weekend away on the Isle of Wight with the family, but enough time to give you Claret and Blues as a preview of the game tomorrow. I think that we are actually going to win this one. 1-0, penalty, set piece, something like that. It's going to be one of those games where we defend for our lives and Moyes gets the result he needs to keep him in the job for another week. He should have been gone a long time ago. Should have been gone after the Leicester game before the World Cup. We all know that. And that's about it, really. Have a great weekend. Don't let West Ham ruin it. Good night from me. Good night from Albert. Come on, you irons.
Right, so it's Wolves away tomorrow, and I'm fairly reserved on how I think the game's going to go. I've got a feeling we could steal a win. It'll be one of those games where we don't really expect much, and yet, you know, a decent West Ham turn up. I was pleasantly surprised with the way we played against Leeds. I know a lot of people aren't, but I personally was. We probably should have got the win and shouldn't have let them back in so soon, but that's football, and we did well to, you know, get 2-1 up. I know it was obviously gifted to us with that pass, but, you know, we played a lot better than I thought we would. And then to get the win against Brentford away in the Cup, I didn't expect that at all. I know Nibble maybe at home, I was tired, I could barely keep my eyes open during the game. Maybe this is more about the game than it does about me, I don't know. But I woke up to Benrahma scoring the winner, and all I hear was it was a terrible, boring game, and no team deserved to win it or whatever. So replay was probably the fairest result, but certain moments change games, and Benrahma's goal changed that. So if he plays tomorrow, you never know with Moyes, he might drop him just because he fancies dropping him or whatever. If he plays tomorrow, he could be the difference in us again getting 1 point or 3. If we do, you know, if we do go there to win it or whatever, which I don't think we will, but, you know, strange things have happened. Where Moyes is concerned, I don't really see him going. I think they should have sacked him by now. It could be another Everton situation. They should have sacked him before the World Cup, and all this was probably been, you know, a different situation now. But got a couple of results in the last 2 games, and that could give the team confidence to push them from there. I'm hoping it does, because I want to see West Ham prosper rather than see a manager get sacked. West Ham's bigger than the manager, so I don't think, depending on how the game goes and how the result goes, I can't see him being sacked just yet. So we'll see. Come on, you honors.
How we doing, Claret and Boozers? Just a quick video to give you my thoughts and opinions on tomorrow's match away to Wolves. Going to be there, so looking forward to that. Hopefully I could be a good luck charm. First of all, result. What do I think it's going to be? Well, neither team can really score very much. Both teams seem to struggle in that sense, so I think it will be low scoring. You kind of hope that we've got enough to get at least a point. I'd take a point, to be honest with you. just got to get something at this stage. Every point counts, so I'd go for that. 1-1, maybe 2-2. Seems hard to think that both teams can get 2 goals, but no, I'm thinking probably a draw. Fear of defeat, fear of 1-0. That would be the biggest concern. If we do lose, what happens from there? I'll be honest with you, I didn't think Moyes would survive the Brentford defeat. I thought he would. That would probably be him done. I don't know if he was lucky that it was a Friday night. There was other games that weekend. It didn't really gain press momentum, what have you. But we've got a point at Leeds. We've won in the cup away to Brentford B. So I don't know. But in all reality, I think a loss and he has to go. I think that's probably what the board will do. I was Moyes in. I defended it. I thought we would come back from the World Cup break. I thought we would be better. I thought the time spent on the training ground would improve things. It's not the case. So, I've got to say I have turned, and I'm afraid I'm also Moyes out. But win, beat Everton. Hey, I'll be back to being Moyes in again. It is a results business. You got to hope for the best. Don't see anything of any of the leaks in the press about what we would do next encouraging me. West Brom's manager is the latest link. I don't know why we would be doing something like that. He's done well in the Championship. Maybe that's what the clowns at the circus are thinking. Who knows? But either way, keep watching Claret and Booze. Keep subscribing, and most importantly, come on UI.
Hi, my name's Rob. I'm the co-founder of the West Ham fan YouTube channel Forged from Iron. I'd like to thank Nick for inviting me on to Claret and Booze to give my take on what's going to happen tomorrow, or what I believe will happen, and possibly the fallout more pertinently from what's probably going to happen in the game between Wolves and West Ham. I mean, this is 2 teams that have been pretty poor so far in the Premier League this season. Both teams are struggling to score. Both teams are struggling to keep clean sheets. Both teams find themselves in the bottom 4 of the Premier League. Probably a draw's not enough for either team. I think that ordinarily, if we can go away to Molineux and get a point, 9 times out of 10, I'd probably view that as a fairly creditable result. But I'm not quite sure that it's enough tomorrow. I mean, in all likelihood, if we get a point tomorrow, we're probably going to find ourselves in the bottom 3. So I think that he needs to go. David Moyes needs to set the team up to go out there and win. None of this bollocks of, settling for a draw, trying to keep a clean sheet, and at least we've got a point, safety first, handbrake on football, blah, 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 blah. We've done that all season, David, and it hasn't fucking worked. So we need to try and set up on the front foot. We should have better players than them. Yes, we've had injury problems, but we should be getting players back now, like Zuma, should be in contention for tomorrow. I am hearing also, conversely, though, that the injury to Skamaka might be worse than was originally first feared. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that that's a bogus story, because if he's out, then I really do start to worry about things. As I say, these are 2 teams that can't really score, but they can't keep a clean sheet either. So I'm not quite sure which way this is going to fall. One thing I will say is that I don't see, if there is a team that wins here tomorrow, I don't see it being by more than a 1-goal margin. I think that it would be a stretch to turn around and say that Wolves would beat West Ham by 2-3 goals, and conversely that we would do the same to them. So I don't see this is going to be a very entertaining game. I don't see this is going to be a very high-scoring game. But one thing is for sure, we need the 3 points. And if we don't get the 3 points, then I do struggle to see how David Moyes can keep as West Ham manager. I mean, personally, I think he should have gone after the Leicester game. Obviously, the board decided to keep his services. That's up to them. And I hope that they've made the right decision. I really do, because if they haven't, the ramifications for West Ham United as a football club could be very, very dire indeed. Now, as I say, I think that if we don't get 3 points tomorrow, I think that David Moyes' tenure as West Ham is probably coming to its end, and rightly so. Definitely if we get beat. The only thing is that it's not me that's in charge of West Ham United, and I do wonder whether David Sullivan will retain faith in David Moyes, and because he's turned around and said that if we was in this position, you know, which we was when he came in, David Moyes has got the track record to deal with a relegation battle and deal with it successfully. But also he has gone through the trapdoor with Sunderland, so you know, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But that's just my thoughts on things, guys. Anyway, I'm going to disappear. Don't forget to put a like on the stream. Don't forget to subscribe to Claret and Booze. And if you wouldn't mind possibly considering giving a subscribe to Falls from Iron as well while you're at it, it would be very much appreciated. Have yourself a great weekend, guys. Stay safe. Hopefully 3 points at Molineux tomorrow. And we're heading up the Premier League. Come on, you Irons.